cutting to the chase in live renditions of Moby Dick. I have numerous lessons on Moby Dick licks and stuff, which are proper, but there's actually a certain way Bonham actually played Moby Dick in sort of what seemed to be a haphazard way in a certain way. The coolest part. So go back and watch all my Moby Dick videos. You get the ideas for the licks. But here is where we're going to spiritually apply the Bonham engine that I, Terry Keating, have trademarked. The Bonham engine. Or I call it the John Bonham engine. I better take out both trademarks. So here we are. You sit at your drums and you just think positive thoughts, like suddenly finding a time machine and being able to transport yourself back to July 27th, 1973, Madison Square Garden. So we're at the drums. Listen to the beauty of those. Giant beat top, 2002 soundage bottom. Yes, Peisty, I think you should sell those. So we start with the Bonham engine, hands located on the snare. We're only doing the left foot in two hands. And as a reminder, my right hand is striking the snare at the same time as the left foot hitting the hi-hat. Not alternating. The left hand then will fill in the blanks between the right hand and then therefore the hi-hat as well. Okay? Right there is the pathway. That is the Bonham path, which was evolved to by 1971, probably, maybe 72, but so niftily executed in 1973. Subsequent Moby Dicks also, too, had the same cool thing. But we'll start with the Hamburg 1972. Hamburg, April 39th. We're Bonham first. My hands now have begun to do there in sort of a second paradigm, which is truly probably the main paradigm, is I'm playing one and I'm playing one and a two and a three, which almost makes a Herta-y type thing here, okay? Because remember, you can think of this like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or if you want to think about it, 1 E and a 2, don't. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Which then in that land would be, if you're stuck to that 1 and 2 and there, you're going to accent the 1, the the and, the E, and the 4. 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Ha! That's karate back when I got... So... My right foot is joined in with the accent with the right hand, left hand, and the 1 and a 2 and the accents. Okay? Now this is really actually very valuable, important information. Nowhere in the annals of any education rate has it been explained like this, because this is really just simply how it is. It's the best way to approach it. Trust me. Just being like, dunk, dunk, dunk. You got to think, remember, for a nice Herta for this, you can think, okay? What I then did there, I started filling in the blanks, okay? So this is, if this is hitting on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, this is hitting on the, don't get freaked out by this, but the E, because now my right foot is simply alternating with my left foot, right? And derecho, my right arm, same time, left hand, opposite. Nah, that's not supposed to happen. And then the left, therefore, then is hitting at the same time as the right foot. E and okay? E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Therein lies the whole never explained before in such a bizarre package like this, is the whole gist, the basic paradigm, commandment of live Moby Dick. The Bonham engine which brings us to the next chunky. What Bonham used to do, and you notice this early from like Royal Albert Hall, like 69 or 70, he did things where he did triplets like this too. What is a right, right, left, right? It's a rudiment. Is it a, oh no, rough is a, is it a drag? I don't know what it is, but it's a rudiment. So, it's only my right hand that's playing those doubles there. Okay? And listen, here's a very important thing. What happens too, there are times too where he doesn't just go, he does squeeze in sometimes even in that. So it behaves like a 16th, except sometimes it's squozed into almost the triplet. 1 and 2 kind of becomes 1 and 2 in a weird way, like it's kind of sloppy. Sometimes you don't notice it at full speed, but if you go right now to the link I'm going to put in just below, somebody half speeded. Is it half speed or 3/4? Where you can see what Bonham's doing at Earls Court, which he's doing the same sticking and stuff he did at Madison Square Garden. And indeed in Hamburg on March 39th, 1972. So here we are now. Snare wires are on. Remember, go back to mine and or George Flutis's snare tuning videos. Wait, mine and George's, but I have my own. But also consider any Bonham's tuning snare video you see that has George in it or me or me. Listen to it. So here we are. Hang on. Remember, the snare wire is not that tight. Oh, this cymbal in yesterday's mystery cymbal is a monoprice 20-inch ride, as some people guessed. It is almost UFIP, but surprisingly, in this day and age of dry trashiness, should be very popular. Back to back to the halftime video. Somebody did a Earls Court. I got to be fast because I'm about to run out of juice. Let's see how much time I have left. Oh my God, I have like 10 minutes. Why did that go so? Oh, I know why. Ha ha. So here's the deal. The live rendition that somebody took a little of the footage, which was taken by video cameras, by the way, at Earls Court in 1975, to project on screens. And I think they even had closed caption-y stuff, closed circuit-y stuff in nearby bars, which Zeppelin even did later. Like a lot of bands, well, it was very common now with fights, especially through the 80s. And anyway, so what happens is this fella slowed it down, and you can hear what Bonham's actually playing. And if you listen to it at slow speed, it actually, watch. So here I am trying to do it slower. It sounds like that, sort of. That sounds sloppy a little, because I don't really have, Bonham didn't play it that slow. But I mean, my technique suffers a bit. See how important that is. Or, very important. So back to the slow, trying to keep my thoughts more cohesive today. Sorry about that. Gosh damn it. I caught it. You don't really see, when you're making the video, the light's there, you don't see the cable because it's kind of out of the light. So you think you and your broad lens don't see it. So I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm sorry. I know people hate some of that reader. But really, back to this very important John Bonham Moby Dick info. This is you're never going to find a better explanation than this until George makes his video. Okay? George and I make the video because his technique is better on it. But my spirit, I think in our Martin-Lewis relationship, I am Lewis, he would be Martin. I also, too, am more the spiritual. I'm more the quality, more Bachelor of Arts, where he is the Bachelor of Science, in addition to having his associates in arts. So, but seriously, here we are, watch. Now, see what I did there? Interesting, real fast, I just caught myself doing it. When you practice it slower, you bring it down to halftime, like 1, 2, but you see Bonham do it Earls Court. So instead of... Well, that's hard to do with if you double up the... Hang on. That's Herdeville. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ooh. Wow, you learn something new every day. But you hear, seriously, back to the point at hand, how Bonham's actually playing it slow. And it confirms what I'm saying here. By 1972 or by 73 and 75, you won't see, I don't in the footage, him do a lot of the, where you just have the two rides. It's a lot of this. So, before pretty much every one of those hard rides, at least toward the end of the grouping, is a right, right, left, left, right. It's a golden rule. Okay, anyway, so now we have to get back. Hang on, I've got myself a little worked up. You have to relax. So here we are, back to the... I want to mention the bass drum a little. What Bonham sometimes does is a dot it like I was doing here. And then what happens there, my ear falls to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and while the bass drum's going like the straight. Okay? and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and well, what happens there actually in Moby Dickville? It's this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1. 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See, that's the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. But one very, and I'm going to end this video soon because this is very it's not complicated. It's not. But what I'm saying is it's actually just certain things he does again and again. And sometimes, like, I want to find myself getting away from it because sometimes it doesn't really sound full enough till I hear me playing it. Or when I hear that slow version that somebody did from Earls Court, you're like, wow, that's really what he's doing. But he just did it kind of so musically. In fact, I know Bonham was probably humming. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to be spiritual. In all likelihood, Bonham was probably humming some kind of a melody in his head that we often heard as grunts, like, I think he would, like, very many jazz musicians, especially drummers, are playing along with the melody in their head. They hear the full thing in their head. In fact, but what could Bonham have been playing? Right? I mean, it could have been in his head, like I've said in the rock and roll intro videos. Right? Versus like, so in the old days, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas I and some others, including, God, what was his name? He turned me onto it. Slade Crabtree. Oh, we need an altar to Slade. Anyway, so instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, think it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hang on, you gotta get the left hand up. Relax, left hand. Soothe. Here we go. My left hand is getting tired. I swear, I really do have issues with my left hand. But I'm going to try one more time just for obsessive compulsiveness. Pride's sake. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But anyway, so back to real fast. So that's what you have going on. The bass drum will in the strike at the same time as that left hand. So it's swung. You get the bass drum note instead of being like it being a straight up 1 and 2 and 3. You kind of get it becomes like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. It gets swung a little. Not that much. But a little bit. Slow. But that is indeed what's happening. So this is I know, a ramble of rambles. But I think up until this point, this is the most helpful video. Okay? We gotta get George down here to clean it up a little. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching. Remember, please subscribe to Bonzology with George and with Terry and George. Okay? Bonzology. BONZOLOGY. That's the new thing. I can't edit this, but